Right guys, we're at Cresswell Beach. So why don't you come join us and see what it was like when I first arrived here and just take in the view with me. Right, welcome back. So absolute stunning morning this morning. It's a bit warm, but how beautiful is this? This is what I like about summer fishing at the beach. I'm not going out specifically targeting anything, just scratching about, and what I find is what I find. If I don't catch, I don't catch. But I get to see the early morning on the east coast of Northumberland, and I probably say we've got one of the best course in England. Can't even get my words out. But all the sanded beaches we've got, the castles, absolutely amazing. So I'll tell you a bit about today. We are at Cresswell Beach, the top end of Cresswell, the bottom end of Duridge Bay. If you see in my last video, I went to a new mark at Duridge Bay and I wanted to look for a turbot, but I was just going flatty bashing, but I got my turbot. I got more than one turbot, so I was happy with that. So I thought, can you still catch turbot down at Cresswell? And how far down Northumberland coast can I catch turbot? So it's going to be the next few videos is going to be me just experimenting to see what's going on there. I'm not anything after anything massive today. Like I say, if I don't catch, I don't catch. I'm happy with that. There's no wind at the minute, so I think it's about 18 degrees. So this jacket will probably be coming off at some point. So I've got the two rods in. I'm also doing a little experiment as well, because if you've watched my previous videos, I've always had two minds about using salted mackerel and unsalted mackerel. I believe the unsalted mackerel will probably be better for the attraction because it's got more of a smell. Personally, it's got the oils still there. Hopefully, I could just be talking wet. But so I've got one rod with a 3-hook flapper rig with unsalted mackerel on, which is the Penn Tidal XR450. Then I've got the second rod with salted mackerel on with a 3-hook flapper rig, and that's the Penn Tidal XT450. So yeah, them rods have been out for about 15 minutes. I've just had a bite there on the unsalted mackerel, and again on the salted mackerel, both rods. That the unsalted, that one's going off again. So I'm going to get that blue Penn Tidal XT in, because they have been out for a while, and just see if we've got anything on there. I don't think I do have anything on here. I can feel the lead scraping along the floor. Oh, was that cement? Yeah, nothing on that. Let's just have a look at these baits. Oh, so this must be the unsalted mackerel. I don't know if I told you it's the right way around because these have just literally fell apart from this top one here, so I might leave that one on. But I'll get that chucked back out. Right, so we're just going to lob this back out. Right, and there we go. Just trying to get an action shot of the right rod because it keeps on going every now and then. But I've just left it. I want to reel it in and see if there's anything still on there. So this is on the salted mackerel. Right, so we're off the blank. It's not a huge fish, but it's a fish, and that was on the unsalted mackerel. We've just got the baby flounder. So I'll get this unhooked, but it's took it deep, and I'll get it back. Right, so that's a second cast for both of them now. So we've found out that the unsalted mackerel has caught first. I mean, the salted mackerel has caught first. See, the benefits of salted mackerel, salt just toughens it up. It takes a lot of the moisture out. So it does last longer on your hook. And especially when you're casting, it's less likely to split apart and fall off. So that's the pros of salted, and obviously the cons of unsalted. Getting a few knocks on this unsalted one. No, it's been out for about 15 minutes. So I do try to keep my baits out for about 20 minutes, and I'll just bring them back in, especially when they're unsalted. I'll give it 5 minutes and just let it develop. Right, so unsalted's been in for about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more, so I'm just going to get that in and just check on the bait and rebait up. Yeah, they're all gone then. Oh, notice there's quite a lot of rocks in front of me, and so I'm just wondering how far down do these rocks go when the tide goes out, because when I'm reeling in, there's a potential of I could potentially be getting a fish stuck on in between them, and it's just coming off. Uh, so I'll give it another hour. If I can still see rocks as I'm going, I'm going to move to my right where there isn't any. But hopefully it's just like a little section of it. Right, so unsalted. So anyone new to fishing, what I do when I hook and mackerel up, I go through the skin side first, through the meat. Just turn that around, go through the meat and back through the skin, and that's it. So it's like you're threading it on because the skin's gonna hold a lot better than what the meat does. And you can do it twice, you can do it 3 times, but I tend to just do it twice. And just make sure that hook is totally exposed. You're not feeding the fish. You want to hook the fish. So what's this third cast? I think I'm going to put this one out a little bit further. Then I think I'm just going to go down to the water and just have a little walk in with my waders on, just to see if I can feel those rocks stop. So if I can't feel it, I'm going to move further up my right. Right, so I've done a bit of some investigating further up my right. It seems to be less rocky in the water. So I'm going to reel this in, reel the other one in, and move further down the beach. Morning. Right, so I've just had a move. So as you can see, all that rocks, stones, whatever you want to call them, goes out quite far. So I've just came over to this side of the beach where they seem to disappear. See if I have any better luck. So I just see two anglers just arriving on the left hand side of those rocks where I was. Those stones, whatever you want to call them. So hopefully they have some good luck. So right, I'll get these chucked back out and rebaited up. Right, so I've moved spots, like I said. I'm not really getting much action, so I think I'm going to switch the bait up a bit because I've got some lug worm with me as well. So I think I'm going to get the unsalted mackerel in first, and I'm going to try some lug worm on that and put some fresh salted mackerel on the other one. Doesn't he find out why they're not taking it, or they're not there? Do they just not want mackerel, or the second mackerel? Would they rather like some worm? But I've got different rigs to try as well. So I've also got some 2-hook flatty flapper beaded rigs that has a bit more attraction. So that may be something to do. But the time is 7 o'clock now. Low water is in about two hours. Yeah, so I'll get this wound in and I'll put some lug worm on it. Right, so another angler just came on the beach there, so there's 4 fishing. So they tend to fish it down for 2 and back up for 2. But apparently it hasn't been really producing recently. Nothing substantial anyways. But they confirmed you do get turbot here, which I imagine so because it's just up down the road from where I was last week. But I've changed bait on the Tidal XT, to just lugworm. So still 3-hook flatware rig with just lugworm on. Then I've got the other one. I've just put some fresh uh, salted mackerel on there. But I think there's a bit of a sandbar in front of us, which I think I'm going to struggle to try and get over. But hoping that water's just going to push out a little bit further, so I can then get over the top of that sandbar. And hopefully the flatties are just sitting there on the other side, waiting for us. But the clouds are starting to get a little bit thinner now. The sun's starting to come out a bit brighter. And it's still a lovely morning. Still on one fish, just a baby fish, but absolutely lovely. Right, so yeah, there's a big sandbar in front of us. So there's no way I was getting that casting over that. So I've just I managed to walk over it, it wasn't that deep. And we'll just see what happens now. So I'm probably going to stay here for an hour. Like 8:30, just then keep an eye on the tide. So I've just chucked that lug back out. I think when I make my way back over, I'm going to take this jacket off, put it in my box when I'm carrying everything. Absolutely sweltering now. Those baits look alright. So shut that back out. Probably give that 10 minutes and I'll put some fresh bait on. Fuck, jeez. What's my language? Now I'm going to take this jacket off now, just get a bit more comfortable. I haven't brought a drink with us either, I forgot to bring one. So I don't want to be dehydrated. Right, I'll come back to you shortly. Hey, what a difference that makes. Just a thin waterproof jacket on. And just the day, type of day is the day. There's still very little wind. I don't even know what the temperature is. $19 degrees. Oh, I think I need to invest in some wellies for like days like this. Doesn't help I'm wearing black either. Joggers. What was I thinking? I think I've got a bottle of water in the car though, so it's not the end of the world. what a difference it made just going over that little pool of water. Probably just below my knee, walking over. I was thinking low tides in about 2 hours. I mean, in an hour, but it's not. It's like 2 hours. So when you're catching fish and you're catching like every half hour, the time just flies by. But because we've only caught one this morning, then we've moved again. Um, it's just a little bit. Time's just a little bit slower. But that's fishing. And to be fair, if it was raining, I probably would have packed up and went home and just went, yeah, I had me time out, got a fish, happy with that. But because it's such a nice morning, I just go with it. Already had a text off the wife asking if I can get some bacon sarnies for when I go home. So I'll get myself to the shop on the way back. That'll be me breakfast. I would love to take a nice big flounder out of here though. I've never ate flounder before and I've been wanting to try it and someone said it's nice on the barbecue. But I think it might be one of those days, just nothing's happening. Put fresh mackerel on, salted mackerel on. Um, I think what I might do is I might change the rig. I might put that beaded two hook flapper down, what's one up, one down. It's got the beads on it, it's got a little reflection thing. Then just see where I go from there. Then I've obviously tried everything. I was using strips of mackerel. I've been using little cubes of mackerel. So yeah, I think the birds are having more luck than me because you've seen them diving down. For some reason with mackerel, once I get it on my hands, I can't stop rubbing my hands. Usually it's the sand that bothers us, but I think it's just something to do with the mackerel. Maybe the salt on the mackerel. Yeah, so I'll just show you the rig that I'm gonna make ready. Oh, where is it? Right, here we go. So it's the Axios Axia two hook flapper rig. Like I say, it's just got those beads and a little reflector on. A red and a silver one. The size two. You can't even see it. The size two hooks, and I seem to do like I done well when you watch my videos on Seat and Sleuth when I was trying to figure out my local beach um, to see what worked and what was catching. These were the ones. So I think I might put this on with some mackerel. Do I change the weight? Do I change the lead? Nah. I'll be alright. I was thinking about it because when I first casted here on the sandbank, it was just coming in, but it just wasn't holding bottom. But it seems to be alright now. I try not to use grip eyelets. I find using flapper rigs with gripper legs, gripper gripper leads. That's it. How many times did I have to say that? When you're reeling it in, they can just tangle on the grips. But we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. And yeah, so tangle on the grips, especially when it's one up, one down, and you got that one like just straining away from your lead. I'll show you what I mean about one up, one down. So that's what you put your weight on, and what's connected to your main line. So you see, this is well below where your lead should be. I don't know if you can really see on there. Yeah, so that'll be line behind your lead. Then you've got one at the top, which is this one. So there's pretty much a big gap between them. So that's why they call it one up, one down. What I'll do with this one, I want to put a ball lead, like a cannonball, just to let it roll around. Right, so I'll just get that baited up. I think that blue rod has had a knock. But I'll just wait. What we're going to put on here, we'll put some little bits of mackerel on. So when I say little, just little. Um, Probably about just underneath the width of my finger. Go on. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll get the right hand rod in. Get that unclipped. Just chuck that there. There's no dogs about, so I'm all right. Clip it on. Clip the new rig onto this one. There we go. And I don't know if you can see on the camera, but as you can see, you see the ball lead. Then you got the one up, one down. Right, so that one's in. So we've got a bit of flash, then beads. Change to a ball lead to let it roll around in the water. Try and search for the holes, and search for the fish. And maybe that'll be the trick that we need. So I'm just gonna put this rig away, and I'll put the same rig on the other rod. But with that one, I don't have a spare ball lead. I took them out of my box because you carry. Sorry, I'm not the only one. You'll get your leads and you'll just put them in your box, and you'll have loads and loads of leads in, and you're just walking with unnecessary weight. Like I know here, I'm not going to be losing any rigs or weights because it's a sandy beach. So there's not really any snags to go on, unless there was a big sea on and they brought loads of weed in, and my line got tangled up in the weed. I might lose it then, but it's been dead calm. It's not pushing hard. It's literally flat. But oh, where did I put that other rig? There we go. But I'll get this other rig set up and put on the other rod, and I'll come back to you. Right, that's both rods out with the two new rigs. Different style of rig we're using now. Not too different, like I say, it's just got the beads, the flash, that attraction, and they both got salted mackerel cubes on. One's got a ball lead, which is on the right. One's just got a watch lead, which is I've just cast it off to the left, and they're both about 20 yards, right? About 20, 25 yards out. Um, so all we'll do now, I'm just going to sit back, relax, look out the ocean, look at the birds, and keep an eye on my rod tip every now and then, and I hope you come back with a fish. Right, so these baits have been in the water for some time now. That blue one's had a couple of knocks, but I'm just going to change the bait over. I might even put one lug, one mackerel on, because if they don't want the mackerel, they might go for the lug. Right, let's switch this up a bit, eh? So, so I'm going to put the lug on the bottom. Just a small bit. Then a little cube of mackerel on the top. And there we go. I'm just going to leave that line loose for now, just while setting somewhere. And I'm going to check on this one, because this one did get a hit before, but it wasn't a bend in the rod. It was just a tap tap, like it was just picking at it. Doesn't feel like there's anything on it. Yeah, there's nothing on that. So I'm going to do exactly the same way to this one to what I done to the other one. I think I put mackerel on the top, lug on the bottom, so I think I'll go the opposite way around on this one. It's a good job I don't do videos how telling you how to catch fish. So I'm not catching anything, am I? So lug on the top, salted mackerel on the bottom, and we'll cast this one out. Right, so I'm just going to leave that one loose, tighten up this other one, So let's keep that one loose for a minute or two. There we go. Looks alright there, doesn't it? Now it does. Now we just hope for the best. Right, so it's pretty much 9 o'clock now, so 20 more minutes until low tide. Still nothing, unfortunately, so do apologise I can't bring any fish, but that's fishing for you. I'm not one for posting videos of just catching fish. Like I say, this is just my fishing adventures. Like, this is what I enjoy doing. Just frees my mind. All my problems go away, and it's just been nice chilling. So I'm gonna get the rods in. I'm gonna do one last cast. Then I'm gonna try and launch them this time, just for the sake of it. Um, well, the red one, anyways. The blue one has had a couple of knocks, but I think it could either be a crab coming by or just fish picking at it. Um, God knows what else. So I'll get this red one in and I'll get it chucked out. Right, right. On the last cast, I got the other rod in. Just one more left, just to do its time. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Um, Thank you for all the new subscribers, and I just appreciate you all taking the time and just giving it a little like, and even just a view means a lot. It hasn't been that successful today. I haven't got my turbot. I only got that baby flounder at the very beginning. Uh, but it's been a lovely day. I've said it umpteen times in this video. It's just so nice just to be out on Northumberland coast, especially in the sunshine this summer. The wind's starting to pick up now, and it's just taking that little heat away, and it's absolutely lovely. Looking at the other anglers around us, one guy who I spoke to just to me right, he fishes here often, and he just told us where he would usually fish, and there's like a marker um, where he usually goes that sticks out the water. So I'll probably try here again, but maybe go down where he is. Hopefully have a little bit more success. Where the other lads on my left, I've been keeping an eye on them to see what they've been doing, and I think they've only caught one flounder, or I don't know if it was a flounder, if it was a flatty. I just seen the white belly, and I seen them chuck it back, but they've not had much action either. But we've tried everything. We had the 3 hook flatbar rigs with salted mackerel and mackerel. We found that the salted mackerel got that first fish, but there was nothing after that. Obviously, we had that sandbar issue where the stones issue, so I moved away from there. Then we had the sandbar issue, and we made the way onto the sandbar, and we changed the rigs completely to the 2 hook flatbar rigs. Just got dog coming over to chase us. But anyways, I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Right, just as I was packing up, camera was put away. Had a big knock off this little bad boy, and it is a dab, just about 25 centimeters. So biggest fish of the day, different species. that was on the lugworm. So thanks for watching. Bye.